Hi, my name is Yelian He, and yesterday I was lucky enough to be chosen to receive the Alan Evans Scholarship from the Australian Cello Awards. For the finals, I've selected Sculthorpe's Threnody, which was dedicated to Stuart Challender, who passed away early 90s. And we also played the Mendelssohn Sonata for Piano and Cello in D major, number 2. And finally, we ended it with Popper's Elfentanz. In a competition setting, you want to be as prepared as possible, not only what you're going to play, but also the environment around you, and also how to deal with, I suppose, accidents or whatever may happen around you. You can never control those. So it was a matter of feeling comfortable, feeling relaxed and in control until the moment you play. But of course, by then, it all just kind of goes to hell. Walking onto stage and having everybody there, I think there were 3 or 4 cameras pointed at you, different GoPros all over the stage. It's kind of a different world. And suddenly you're in the spotlight, and my mind tends to go blank sometimes, and the excitement takes over. And if I'm not careful, sometimes it overtakes me and makes me a bumbling mess. But yesterday, I took the advice of my lovely partner, Yasmin Rowe, who advised me to breathe deeply and to not let the butterflies in my stomach take over. So, having sat on stage for maybe a bit longer than I was used to, I really got a feel for the room and started calming down, which I think is vital because the first piece that I was playing begins very quietly. It's Peter Sculthorpe's Threnody. Well, during the performance, it gradually became a lot more comfortable, and it was much easier to get into. And I can see from the audience faces that they were enjoying the music, and that really helps a lot. For a performer, the response of the audience matters, well, at least for me. To see them nodding in approval or smiling or just generally enjoying themselves really helps me relax and project all that's good for them. So, like a partnership. Of course, before too long, it was over. We played for 40 minutes and suddenly I found myself backstage again and was very relieved. And by then, I think I was still very excited. I was happy with the way I performed, and I think that was good for me. At the end of the day, as long as I felt that I communicated and that the audience seemed like they had a good time, that was actually the most important to me. So when they announced the audience prize, I was already very, very happy. I felt that they were behind me, and that I got through to them through my repertoire, through my performance, through just the whole ordeal. So I didn't think at the time when they said, and the winner was, I didn't really know or think about what was coming up after that. Both Ruben and Edward played fantastically. Every time I went to the bathroom, I could hear fine music broadcasting in the nearby room, and they sounded wonderful. The tones were full and really great development in the sound. So I thought, everybody played fantastically. It didn't matter who I thought was going to win or whoever they said, it was going to be fine. After all, the competition was about performing in a circumstance that affects people, and I think in a way we all did that. For me, it was actually a very educating experience. As Catherine Hugel said in her final remarks, I found it to be very, very helpful, and I learnt a lot from this competition. Of course, it's vital to know one's repertoire intimately so that you can perform it in any situation, and even if things go wrong or something doesn't go as expected, you are able to recover and still present a lucid performance. But for me, the real challenge was how to be in control of the music and how to project everything that is wonderful through the music to the audience without being too enthusiastic. See, I tend to be very active on stage. I've been told I'm facially active. So a lot of that is, of course, the nerves, adrenaline building up and is leaking out through my face. So one thing I really wanted to overcome in this competition was how to be in control of my body during a performance while still giving us the appropriate amount of passion, understanding and vitality through my performance. So I performed the repertoire a few times in concerts. In fact, we took the repertoire, some of them, to a Scotland tour in February. We also performed the Mendelssohn in the Bridgewater Concert Hall in Manchester. It's a lovely hall. And I had a lot of help from my friends in Manchester. Yasmin also listened to me countless number of times at the expense of her own practice time sometimes. And I guess I didn't do this alone. If there were ever a way to say thank you to all the people that affected me, then it'd just be too numerous to name. I thank every influence, positive and sometimes negative, to who I am. Well, my heartfelt thanks to the Australian Cello Awards and everybody that was involved in making this competition such a success. I actually called Roland Gridiger this morning to thank him personally, and I think that he thinks it was an absolute success as well. So all in all, thank you very much.